Hello and welcome to this Dominion League match against Terracubist. This is both of our first match of the season and our first match ever in C League, the highest league either of us have been to. We are currently projected 5th and 6th in expected points based on previous performance, as we've got some quite high-rated and good players in this division. But that being said, you know, it's a new game every game, and you just got to try your best and win all the games. Since this is my first season in C, my first match in C, I'm pretty happy if I just split these kind of early matches 3 and 3. Although obviously if you can get 4-2, 5-1s or more points, that would be great. Let's look at this kingdom here. We've got Scrying Pool, which is quite strong. We don't really have any way to thin out your coppers, so that's going to be a problem for Scrying Pool draw, but it looks like it's going to be good here. Scrying Pool works all right with Village Green. There's also Wild Hunt, Royal Carriage. There's a lot of stuff going on. You could potentially add treasure maps for money. That doesn't sound so good. The thing I'm going to note is there's no plus buy. There's no trashing, so the build is kind of slow. I don't think you're probably not going to get Noble Brigands. That doesn't seem like a particularly good thing to get. Procession doesn't seem like a particularly good thing to get either. I wonder if you just build a big Scrying Pool stack, try to draw your deck reliably, play a bunch of Wild Hunts and score points through Wild Hunts. That feels like it's going to lose to something that plays more money-ish and greens earlier, because that deck takes forever to put together with the limited number of gains. So I'm a little bit lost here already from the start of the first game of the match of the season. They went ahead and got a silver. It's sort of a neutral play. Silver is kind of good in any deck that you have. If you're going to go hard, just really hard for the Scrying Pool deck, you can skip silver and get menageries and stuff, and like Menagerie Potion or something. The thing about the Scrying Pool deck that's nice is you can do things like discard your villages at top. You can get a bunch of Wild Hunt plays in. You can get those extra VP. The terminal draw deck that only has 1 or 2 Wild Hunts is going to more so choke on those green cards if they try to add them. So I think I'm going to open Menagerie Potion and try to go for this engine. We'll see if they're going for a more money-ish strategy with Envoy here. They just went double silver. Okay. That's not a super committal strategy. There's a couple different things they could be doing with double silver. If I need to get to 8 to province at some point, I can pick up, lighthouses. Maybe pick up a Noble Brigand, but probably never do that. Village Green. Okay, Village Green is a good card pretty much no matter what you're doing here. With 4, I'm just going to also take the Village Green. So they hit 4 and 5, which makes sense because they opened silver. They got a Village Green Wild Hunt. So they're going for a engine, it looks like, that doesn't have pools in it. They hit another Wild Hunt already. So they're being able to add actions quite reliably. Hopefully I start drawing my Scrying Pools and can make them discard. I'm going to draw here. I do want to try to pick up a Wild Hunt if I can. Get that into my shuffle. You want to watch out for the Wild Hunt pile that it doesn't get so big that your opponent gets to score a bunch of points off of it. It didn't really occur to me to build the pure Village Green Wild Hunt deck engine without Scrying Pools. I think just because there's extra silvers, which they are money, but they're clogging up your deck. And again, I have a potion, which is clogging up my deck, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully the Scrying Pool attack will make the difference here. The difference is their deck has 2 Wild Hunts and a Royal Carriage, or 1 more Wild Hunt, 1 more Carriage, and 2 more silvers. And I've got the 2 Scrying Pools, the Menagerie, the Potion. So they were able to line stuff up here. Yeah, I mean, their turns that start with the village are going to be nice. And if they can get through 4 more turns, pick up 2 more villages, 2 more hunts, they can start to They can really start to next turn villages every turn. We'll let them have a copper on top. Yeah, so I already wonder if it makes sense to start taking points off of Royal Carriage. I have more sifting than they do. Off the Wild Hunts. I have more sifting than they do. We're going to be running down the Wild Hunt pile, the Village pile, the Village Green pile. Or should I just draw this and move through my deck? I think I need to draw and move through the deck. Buy another Village Green, I guess. I could also buy another Royal Carriage. Royal Carriage seems like better given I have a bunch of different actions I can double. I'm a little unhappy to leave 4 points in the Wild Hunt. They've only got one village, so hopefully they don't top deck it and then gain the 5 points. I will definitely take the 5 points if I can. There's an interesting thing you can do with envoys is you can buy a couple envoys and load up on village greens, and then no, they're never going to discard the village green now. Play this now. Buy another pool. Yep, so they got their Royal Carriage down. I assume they're going to be able to, yeah, so they're going to have a good turn here. Too bad I did not find my Wild Hunt last turn. They're going to be able to get quite a few victory points off this Wild Hunt pile now. They seem to have been hitting their price points really well. I did not think the deck with no thinning could hit 5 so consistently to get $5 actions, even with the villages and Wild Hunts. But they've hit it basically every turn they've needed to since turn 3. Yeah. Okay. So this game feels pretty much in a lost position at this point. Draw there. Pool, discard, top deck. I'm gonna Royal Carriage this, I guess. Draw. Top deck, top deck. Next turn a village. So I'm able to draw through here, which is good. I don't have enough money to start provincing, but I can start adding in more actions, more Royal Carriages, more villages. What exactly I want to do, I'm not sure. Probably I will just add another Royal Carriage. Yeah, so their deck doesn't work unless they draw the village. So, for example, last turn, if they hadn't drawn the village, they still could have taken the points, but they would not necessarily have had a great turn. Discard top deck. Draw. I guess I do need to have some more Wild Hunts in the deck. Because if I have to play one for draw early on in the turn, I'm not going to be able to gain things later on in the turn. So they're going to need to stop and pick up some villages now, I think. That makes sense for what they're doing with their deck. Otherwise, I'm going to be able to continue building. I really want to find stuff. Okay. So that turn did not work out great. I didn't play any Wild Hunts. So again, if they don't have their village in hand here, which is like 50-50, then they're faced with a somewhat tough decision. Okay, they just took the victory points. That seems a little bit greedy to me. Deck. I guess you just top deck that. You don't want to give them the village effect. Okay, this has gone pretty well. Okay, so I can call one of these. Our top deck. So I can take the cards, and I'll leave a Wild Hunt down, I guess. Or I guess I'll just take the cards and the point. And with the amount of actions I have, the amount of draw I have. I think I'll get another village now. I should be able to, more reliably than them, start with a draw card in hand. Oh, definitely discard that. Play that now. Cards. I guess this will be another Wild Hunt. A little bit sad. I know they have a village on top there. They're probably going to be able to take the points here again. There's a little bit of luck with the Wild Hunt stuff, especially that first one. I had like 40% of my shuffle that I saw a hand, and if I saw it, I would have taken 5 points. Instead, they got to take 6 points. But their deck certainly is going to get more Wild Hunt points than me at this stage of the game. And I didn't draw great. I certainly missed, all of the actions that I have in my hand currently last turn. We have to watch out on this kingdom piling out of the estates. In theory, I should have a little bit better chance, I think, at consistency than they do, but I'm not 100% on that. The problem is if I have a turn like last turn where I play 2 Wild Hunts and don't find the third, I'm just giving them those victory points. But this game could very easily pile on estates, Wild Hunts, and Royal Carriages. Yeah. So they may even be buying Province here. Would not be surprised if they were to do that. And I'm unable to afford Province at this point, so I'm not quite sure what my plan is going to be. I think I need to pick up a Lighthouse. Maybe I pick up a Noble Brigand just to mess with them. Well, it wasn't... They drew almost all of their economy this turn, right? 2 Lighthouses. I bought a Wild Hunt, okay. Menagerie. Yay, Menagerie. Discard. Guess I need to play one of these. Probably I can play a second. Now. Cards. Top deck. Now. Cards. Points. So that turn went pretty well. I guess I just get another Royal Carriage and try to do the same thing again. If they can reliably do Wild Hunt Estate, though, I don't really have a way to get back into this game. I don't think. We'll see. I might just need to buy a Lighthouse and then a Lighthouse one turn and then try to Province better than them. And I hope they have a couple of dud turns. I'm not quite sure where it went terribly wrong for me. Perhaps the silver opening was just stronger. I think there's like a 9-point swing in victory points chips based on Wild Hunt parity stuff. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to buy my Lighthouse now. I feel like they should have hands where they draw 4 coppers too. It doesn't seem like unreasonable, given that our decks have about the same number of non-action cards. And they did have 1 or 2 duds earlier. Although that was when they had a ton of terminals and only 1 village green. Yeah, so maybe the Scrying Coal plan was just too slow. I'm going to play this in a bit. Now, cards. Carriage for cards. Lighthouse. Take the points. And buy a province. Okay, that turn was alright. This next turn is going to be bad, it looks like, but that turn was alright. Again, I expect both of our decks should be having... I maybe have one more green card than them. I have an extra province, and they're up by 2 victory points, which means I think that they have 2 more estates than I do, so their deck should be dudding about the same frequency as mine. And then it's just a matter of who can hit the most provinces, and if they want to be risky and lower the royal carriages or wild hunts. There's no sideways cards at all. No landscapes, no events, no projects, no ways here. I was just thinking with like Way of the Horse or Way of the Butterfly. No, there's not really any easy way to return estates to get access to wild hunt points. The fact that they paused here bodes well for me. It indicates probably that, oh, they dead drew with that wild hunt. So that definitely means they can't do anything more this turn. I'm not sure I see the value in dead drawing the wild hunt. I mean, if I do it, I could maybe buy another lighthouse. If I draw 1 copper, you buy a lighthouse or a menagerie. I guess that's probably fine. Ugh. All right. Just kidding. Oof. And I should have done it again because this turn's also a dud. So I had 5 bad cards. 3 good cards, 5 bad cards, and I played it in the wrong order. There's no way, of course, for me to know that. I was equally likely to draw a bunch of those coppers than I was to draw all those action cards together. Someone can compute the odds, but it was... I saw 3 cards out of 8, and I saw 2 of the 3. Two of the bad cards when I only saw 3, which is pretty unlikely. One in 56 or something. All right, I'm just taking another village. I do still have the royal carriage down, but they're now up 8 points and not being able to buy any action that last turn. The previous turn and then not having any victory points this turn is quite sad. Now that I have that extra village green, I should hopefully be able to next turn it at the end of a long turn. Put the menagerie first. Ooh, undo. Rogue. Top deck. Always play the royal carriage first. I will discard village green, play now. Continue. Okay, so I can draw now. Royal carriage. Cards. I can play 1 for cards. I'm definitely going to play that for cards. Cards. Oh, was that my last? Shit. I screwed this up terribly. I needed to have played the royal carriage on the first one to try to find an action, and I didn't. So now I just have to buy a duchy to get me on the right parity of points. So now if we trade provinces, they win. If they miss provinces, I'm not actually sure what the duchy does for me at this point. If they miss duchy, if they don't hit 5 on a turn, then I can get ahead of them. But if we trade provinces, I lose. So they have to miss province twice more than I do. Which, again, our decks are similar. I have more scrying pools. They have more other stuff. We should miss with roughly similar frequencies, if I'm tracking our decks correctly. And I didn't get the lighthouse down either, which is really bad. So that was a significant mistake I made. If I'd played the royal carriage on the first wild hunt, I would have seen the lighthouse, then I would have been able to buy a province. And then if we traded provinces, I would still lose, but I would have been closer. So this is not super easy for them to hit province either. They only have 11 money total in the deck, I think. 2 lighthouses, 7 coppers, 2 silvers. So if they miss, for example, a silver or 2 coppers in those 8 bottom cards, they cannot buy a province. Yeah, I mean, I wonder about just wild hunt money here. Being faster than this, and even the deck that's playing 3 or 4 a turn has to take the estates every turn. Otherwise, the money player can get the free victory points, and you've got gold stuff in the deck. Still, you can build longer, you can build chains up. You have sort of unfettered access to royal carriages, but it's not clear to me based on where your decks are now that that would work. So they're definitely going to find it here. And they're able to next turn a village green. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Actually drew multiple things there. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay. Cards, rail carriage, cards, rail carriage, cards. Now. Cards, rail carriage, cards. Okay. So play that next turn and buy a province. Okay, I wasn't able to leave rail carriage down like they were, but now that I have the right number of village greens, if I play my turns right, I should be able to province every turn. I'm just down six victory point tokens, which is like 80% strategy, 20% luck. And then, well, 60% strategy, 20% luck, and 20% me badly screwing up that one turn. Okay, so they have 1 rail carriage down. They don't necessarily have a village green coming up. Okay, come on, something. I didn't find any of my scrying pools here. How do I win here? I win by getting the 3 remaining provinces, right? That's really annoying. Okay, leave that on top. Yeah, so the way I win this game now is by getting the 3 remaining provinces. So, yeah. Okay, though, I've got a chance. Are they getting to 5 here? Oh, they're royal carriaging the lighthouse so they can draw. It works. It's not very satisfying, but it works. We'll see if it lets them take off a turn here. Sorry, lets their turn take off here. Yeah. Some water. Yes, they're not moving through the deck. They found province. Okay, so I really can't win here, but yeah, unfortunately, oh my goodness. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do here. I can draw my deck. Next turn, a village green, buy a duchy. And they've got to miss now. They've got to miss 5 twice in a row, which seems quite unlikely. But it's a league game, so I'll let them play out their turn and do that. Good game to them. I am down 0-1.